Behavioral analysis is the umbrella term that covers all the work that we did at the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit. That includes criminal profiling, active listening, interview and interrogation, and deception detection. We also study, teach, consult on, and conduct investigative interviews. Investigative interviews can be broken down into non-confrontational interviews and interrogations. But the goal of both of them is to get accurate and reliable information. To get there, one of the tools that we use is deception detection, where we take a holistic approach at looking at many different types of indicators. We look at fight or flight, cognitive complexity, and perception management as three different ways of detecting deception. Fight or flight is nothing more than noting the physiological changes that occur when someone's under stress. Stress can indicate lying. For example, decrease in salivation that'll make somebody swallow deeply, or increased heart rate, or increased adrenaline to the hands and legs. Because our primitive brain wants to tell us to either stand and fight or run away. So it provides extra energy to your limbs. When you're sitting there in an interrogation and you want to run, but you can't, many times you'll fidget with your hands or your legs, or you'll bring them up and then try to cover them in a grooming gesture.
So yeah, 4 or 5 months ago-ish, thereabouts, I was arrested. There were some very, very, very serious false allegations made against myself, including assault and battery, same thing really, control, these false allegations, and ultimately it led to the police coming out and making an arrest. Now, what I can say is when I was arrested, back in June, July, whenever it was, I was took to the police station. I was locked up for like 8-9 hours. I had my solicitor there, and my solicitor basically told me not to worry about anything, that everything's going to be okay and that I'll be out before the day's out. When I was arrested, I was questioned, obviously, in the police station, and they seized my mobile phone at the time. The police, they seized my mobile phone. They gave me back the same day, but they seized it. They took a digital downloaded copy of it for them to analyse. And I said to them, I said, why are you seizing my phone? And they said, well, it's to look for any evidence of these allegations, you know, any sort of like admissions or anything from myself, that sort of thing, to see if these allegations were true. I said, feel free. I said, feel free to take it. I said, but also as well, while you've got it, make sure you listen to the audio recordings that are on the device. You'll probably find them quite interesting. So they seized my phone. And 8-9 hours later, I was released without charge.
In order to set up what he's about to say, instead of simply stating it. When you're telling facts, you simply have to state them. When you're telling a lie, you have to convince the people that what you're about to say is the truth. And that's what I believe he's doing.
How when somebody just says something and then people believe it without a single shred of evidence. And when I say evidence, I'm not talking about a photograph or, you know, he said, she said. I'm talking about actual evidence, undeniable evidence, okay? But people are quick to just assume. If I came on here and said, you know, Mr. Joe Blogs, just a totally random person I've just made up, obviously. Mr. Joe Blogs has done this to me, done that to me, done the other to me. You guys would probably believe some of that just because I'm saying it. What I find even more disturbing than what is already disturbing is when a female says something they suddenly become the big victim in it all. The point I'm trying to make here is males do suffer, and a lot of men will not speak up or speak out about what's going off with them, how they've been affected, just through fear of being ridiculed, I guess. Is it because they're a man and they don't want to feel, less of a man? Is it embarrassment? Is it shame on themselves that if they were to speak up, nobody's going to believe me because I'm a man? Why would these things happen? At the end of the day, that's where I am with that. So that's that. Just moving forward slightly from that, and believe me, there's going to be some juicy stuff spoke about in a minute. All right. Back when all this stuff was going off, like 4 or 5 months ago, people that I did work with, within the paranormal community,
Not maintaining eye contact. This has to be one of the most obvious signs of a liar. Eye contact is linked with truthfulness, and multiple studies have linked lying with the inability to look someone in the eye. Although this has been explored by research, it only takes a little bit of common sense to see why this is true. Once again, it goes back to evasiveness.
if I came on here and said, Mr. Joe Blogs has done this to me, done that to me, done the other to me, what I find even more disturbing than what's going off with them, how they've been affected, just through fear of being ridiculed, I guess. Is it because they're a man and they don't want to feel, less of a man? Is it embarrassment? Is it shame on themselves that if they were to speak up, nobody's going to believe me because I'm a man? Why would these things happen?
Blinking. But there might be an easier way to spot what psychologists refer to as masked emotion. Just take note of how often someone is blinking. Research has shown that frequent blinking is linked to masked emotions, a clear sign of lying.
Obviously working, and you've seen the video that I did in Rotherham that day as well, I'm sure, the one in the job centre. But at the end of the day, if I saw him in the street, I'd quite happily chat to him, quite happily. Where the sort of twisting of knives and stuff has gone in has been more from the other, which is sad, really. And then sort of like, oh, we don't know anything, you do, and I've still got all the messages to prove. It doesn't matter now anyway, it's old news, so who cares? I'm just putting out the actual facts now, okay? Whether it's 5 months on or 6 months on, don't really make any difference to me, but the facts are the facts. You lie.